Well, Matt Moore did his job last night. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats video country recapping last night's second game of the doubleheader between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets. As the Phillies defeat the Mets by a final score up 2-1 as Matt Moore went 5 scoreless innings, only allowing 3 hits. Bryce Harper with a solo home run, his first at Citi Field as a member of the Phillies. Hey guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. And what a great performance out of the Phils last night. I tell you what, I mean, the offense still needs to wake up a little bit, but I'm so glad we avoided the broom in this doubleheader. I am so glad, and we could have gotten out the broom if you would have won the first game, but you know what, I ain't going to complain too much. I mean, Matt Moore, I tell you what, he did so well last night. I'm just so impressed with what he was able to do. I'm like, really, was that Matt Moore? I mean, seriously, I mean, the curveball looked amazing. It looked great. So he was able to really just fool some of these Met hitters last night. It almost looked like I was, watching film from his All-Star year. So he was very, very solid last night, and he did his job. So very impressed with the performance last night. Bryce Harper homering on an 0-2 pitch, his first home run at Citi Field as a member of the Phillies, which is just absolutely insane. His first homer at Citi Field since 2018 when he was with the Nats. So it's been quite a while for Harp at Citi Field, and is able to silence that, Met crowd there, and he was talking about that. He said it feels so good to silence those haters. I'm sure it does, Harp. I am sure it does. As we pick up the scoring summary in the top of 6th inning as Bryce Harper homers on a fly ball to right center field, and in the Phillies bullpen, a great catch from Jose Alvarado. Harper's 11th of the season. 11 solo shots for Bryce Harper to start the season. He's the first Philly to ever do that. So he actually tied the record at 10, and now he holds the record for the most consecutive solo shots to start the season. For Harper in Phillies history. So it's just amazing. All these solo home runs. It's just absolutely insane. So 1-0 Phils. On an 0-2 pitch. That's great to see. And that ball was a little high, too. It wasn't really a perfect pitch. It wasn't right down the middle. That was kind of a high pitch. Probably was a ball, and he swung at it, and it went over the fence. So, that's all that matters. So 1-0 Philadelphia. And then in the bottom of the 7th inning, James McCann hits a second base fly to deep center field. When the Mets had the bases loaded, 1 out, I knew they were going to score there. And Billy McKinney comes around to score, and the Mets tie it at 1. So when it got bases loaded and nobody out, I'm like, hey, they're going to definitely score here off of Archie Bradley. And another crucial error in the bottom of the 7th inning comes back to haunt the Phils. But luckily, it doesn't prevent them from winning this game. But it could have, and it definitely, I mean, they could have easily ended it right there. Easily. I mean, we're lucky we were able to get out just 1 run. I'd be going so hard. If I was a Met fan, I'd be going so hard on the Mets for not getting 2 runs there. I mean, at least 2. I mean, that is just absurd if you're a Met fan. You're only able to get 1 bases loaded and nobody out. At least they got 1, but that's the way the game's going now. Everything has to be a big extra base hit. Nothing can be, RBI single. I mean, you saw James McCann did fundamental baseball right there, and there's sacrifice fly to deep center field. I mean, if he would have sat back on that ball would have been over the fence. I mean, honestly, he was a little bit, he was a tad early on that, and that's why it was a fly out. But I tell you, if he would have sat back on that, I think that ball would have been way out of there. And I think the Mets, I'd be sitting here right now saying the Phillies lost 4-1 to the Mets. Luckily, I'm not. Then in the top of the 8th inning, runner at 3rd. And Duber, it's a pretty hard ground ball to Luis Guillorme over at 3rd. It was a very tough play. And he kind of bobbled it. And Travis Jankowski comes around to score as the Phillies now lead it at 2-1. So that was not an easy play. And the Phillies take the lead. And they would go in with that score. 2-1, your final scores. The Phillies take game 2 of the doubleheader here, as they split the doubleheader as they got a 4-10 start today. Jacob deGrom going for the Mets, which is going to be very, very tough for the Phils. We just got to get to that bullpen. But it's not going to be easy. Today is going to be very, very difficult. Duber Heritage continues to struggle. I understand you get that RBI ground out. Now batting .247. His average is definitely just dropping and dropping. Rhys Hoskins also continues to stay out cold. But how about Bryce Harper? The solo home run, on that very, very high pitch. His 11th of the season, now batting .275. All-star bound, hopefully. So I was very impressed with what Harper was able to do last night. We take a look at the rest of the Phillies offense. Rafael Marchand started this game behind the home plate. Why in the world are we not giving this guy more playing time? Why in the world? I understand Andrew has more experience, but Rafael Marchand should be seeing more playing time. It's absolutely ridiculous that we continue to give Andrew more playing time than Rafael Marchand. It's just absolutely absurd. I mean, Ryuta did come in late into the ball game behind home plate, but Rafael Marchand 2 hits last night. He was very, very solid. Other than the Bryce Harper solo home run, other than Rafael Marchand 2 hits, I mean, this offense still was very, very quiet off the David Peterson of the Mets. As you take a look at Matt Moore's start, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He's not that kind of strikeout kind of guy, but he was able to, I tell you what, and that was just great. And that was just great. He was very, very good last night. Your Phillies hot stove player of the game, Matt Moore. So the 5 innings, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Only 3 hits allowed through 5. I'm very, very content with that. I think he's earned another start. I do. I really do. I think he's earned another start in this rotation. Probably going to see him start again after last night's appearance. So that was very, very solid. His first start since April 17th against the St. Louis Cardinals at Citizens Bank Park. And I tell you what, he really, really did well last night. I was very, very impressed with what he was able to do. And, I mean, I understand Archie Brown came in there, and then we make another error, right, with Alec Bohm. You saw him put his glove over his face when James McCann hit the sacrifice fly. He was like, oh, man, I can't believe I did that. Again, he knew he messed up. But to Archie Brown, I'm not really going to blame him too much. I'm not. I understand that was a blown save, his first this season. But the defense did not help. And he's able to, I mean, I'm very impressed with him. I mean, bases loaded, nobody out, and the Mets only get 1. Archie Browdy did a very good job, and that was his game. That was his game. They had nobody warming in the bullpen during that inning. That was Archie Browdy's game. The pressure, the enormous amount of pressure he was on, on a road game against the Mets, that is big time right there, and he's able to get the job done. I'm very, very impressed with Archie Browdy last night. Even Hector Neris getting his 11th save of the season. The Phillies have blown 18 saves this season. Absolutely just insane. They have 16 saves and 34 opportunities. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is so bad. That is so bad. For half of the save opportunities we have blown. I mean, that is absurd. I mean, that is really, really absurd. It just goes to show you how bad this bullpen is. Understand? Yes, it's better than last year. It doesn't take, I always say this, it doesn't take much to be better than last year's bullpen. It does not take a lot to be better than last year's Phillies bullpen. It doesn't take a lot. Because it was just insanely terrible. I was very impressed though with Hector. He got the job done. Very, very impressed with him with that strikeout to Dom Smith to end the ball game. Oh my goodness gracious. That was a foolish swing from Dom Smith as the Phillies take game 2 of the doubleheader as they have a 4-10 start today against Jacob deGrom, which is going to be very, very difficult. I don't think you need to say that. So Jacob deGrom having himself, I mean, one of the best seasons ever recorded by a pitcher ever. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, you look at his ERA plus, you look at his ERA in general, I mean, 0.50. 0.50. I mean, this is going to be a very, very tough task today going against Jacob deGrom. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I mean, it gives me a little hope. In 2020, in Philly, we faced Jacob deGrom. We hit him pretty hard. Now, last year I think it was different, of course, because, this year he's on a whole nother level than he was last year. It's going to be very, very difficult today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very, very difficult. So the Phillies have to be in their A game. They really, really do. I mean, the offense is ice cold right now. It's probably not going to get any hotter today. Pitching. We need Zach Eflin. If we're going to have a shot at winning this game, we need to, get Jacob deGrom to a lot of pitches, work the count, and just take your walks, too. Take your walks. Harp, Race, his on-base machine. Take your walks. And also, Zach Eflin needs to go out there and pitch us a good game, right? And if we have a shot at winning this game, we need to go like 6-7 innings, I'd love to see, 1 or 2 runs allowed, allow us to, get some of those runs back when we're going into bull. I'm not going to rule it out that we could score a couple off of Jacob deGrom. It's going to be very, very difficult. His stuff is amazing. It's amazing. But it's not going to be easy at all, to say the least. It's not going to be easy, so we got ourselves a tough one today. Take a look at the divisional scores. The Braves defeated the Reds. 3-2 your final score as the Braves worked their way back up to 36-39. The Nationals, the little winning streak is over. Oh, sorry, Nationals. They lose 11-2 to the Marlins. John Lester was a disaster in this game. for the Nationals. So those are your little divisional updates. I tell you what, I'm up the San Francisco Giants now with a 49-26 record this year. Absolutely insane. I tell you what, I don't know what's going on with Gabe Kapler's Giants. I really don't. I mean, I still don't really know if they're legit or not. I hope they're not, because I just can't stand Gabe Kapler. But I tell you what, I gotta give them credit. I do. As much as it pains me to say it, I gotta give them credit for what they've been able to do this year. It's been very impressive. Doing the things that they've been doing. I mean, they don't have a lot of star power on their team, but they're able to win ball games. You go and take a look at teams like the Tampa Bay Rays. For example, you go take a look at teams like the Oakland Athletics, still able to win baseball games. And I'm saying the San Francisco is not a small market. They don't have like a big name players on their team. They're able to win ball games without a lot of the star power. As you go take a look at teams like the Phillies, the Angels, the Yankees, teams that have a good amount of money invested into their team, who just can't really seem to get it together. I tell you what, I mean, some of these small market teams, they have smarter people running their front offices. They do. They just really do. How about the Dodgers on another? How about the Dodgers getting swept out by the San Diego Padres? Trevor Bauer wasn't too good in that one, was he? On that home run to Manny Machado, the Padres. So how about that? Some news on the NL West. But that goes for the Phils. I'm going to say it again. I'm very impressed with what they were able to do last night. How about Matt Moore? Again, I'm going to go back to it. He was very good last night. I mean, 5 innings, only 3 hits allowed for a guy like Matt Moore. And he's not really known for being a strikeout kind of guy. But I was very impressed with him. His stuff looked very good last night. And I'm going to say it again. I think he has earned another start in this rotation. I really do. I think you're going to see him start again because of how good he was last night. And I'm going to talk about one play, which is a very heads-up play by Odubel Herrera. Pete Alonso hits a single, and then Dom Smith, throws his bat head out there and hits a little blooper out in center field. And Odubel Herrera plays it perfectly. He plays it perfectly, and Pete Alonso, I don't know what was going on here, but he gets kind of caught up between the bases. And Odubel Herrera firing to second base in time to get the force out. You just love to see that. I love plays like that. I really do. Force out, in the outfield, right? The guy hits the ball in the outfield and there's a force out on the bases. I just love that. I mean, that is called smart baseball. That's called playing smart baseball. Odubel Herrera was able to do that right there. I mean, I was very impressed with him. And you all know he's been known as kind of a clumsy guy, going out there and, sometimes making a fool out of himself. But he definitely did not look like a fool on that play. I mean, there's no question about that. He looked very good on that play. A smart play to nab Pete Alonso, who just got mixed up. I don't know what in the world happened there. But the Phillies are able to take advantage of it. I understand they had their blunders this year defensively, but I mean, that was one play that was very good. So 4-10 the first pitch today. Zach Eflin going for the Phillies, looking to bounce back. 2-6 with a 4.39 ERA. 83 strikeouts on the year going against Jacob deGrom. 7-2 with a 0.50 ERA. Oh my goodness gracious. 117 strikeouts this season for Jacob deGrom. So this is going to be a very tough task today. Eflin deGrom. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please notification bell. Please like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. Have Phillies Towns of Instagram, TikTok, and Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email philliestownsend@gmail.com. 4-10 the first pitch today. As a great victory out of Phillies last night in Game 2. Eflin deGrom. It's going to be very difficult. But I got a real game plan. Take your walks, work the count. We need to get to their bullpen as soon as possible. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you.